Yo, what's good, YouTube? Sam Crow here, aka Scoop, back with the United Battle Championship, Season 6, week number 5, and we're taking on Bepsis. And he's got a pretty powerful squad, not gonna lie. Mega Gardevoir, Celesteela, Crobat, Nidoking, Alamamola, Tangrowth, Beautyfly, Sliggoo, Alolan Raikou, and the Terrakion. We have built a pretty fun team to try to take them on. Actually, I don't think it's that fun. It's just it's okay. It's solid, I guess. Our team is, as always, Z Manaphy, Charizard X, Fortress, Decidueye, Togekiss, Necrozma, Scolipede, Licky Licky, Hitmonlee, and Stunfisk. So, kind of built my team around being able to put Charizard or Manaphy in a position to win. Just got, like, I guess, checks to things like Gardevoir, Terrakion, Raikou, Nidoking, the Crobat, etc., and so on and so on. So, huge threats to my team: Celesteela, Mega Gardevoir, Nidoking, Terrakion, especially Terrakion is so powerful, man. It really breaks through my team with its dual stab. But I'm kind of expecting it to be a Choice Scarf variant to Revenge Kill a Zardex. Otherwise, he has to rely on something like Alamamola, or that's really it. Just Alamamola. It's the only thing to take 2 hits from Zard. But yeah, so I'm expecting the Terrakion to be Scarf. So I built a team that can beat down his team and prevent, myself from getting beat up by a Scarf Terrakion. So we got the Tailglow Manaphy here. I'm running max speed to potentially speed tie with Mega Gardevoir. Outspeeds everything except the Crobat, Terrakion, and the Raikou. So that's pretty nice. Only needed Scald and High Speed. Potentially needed Energy Ball, but Alamamola's not doing that much back, and I do have the Rain Dance and Hydration. So if he burns me or toxics me, then I can just recover through that anyway, and just continuously Tail Glow up until I'm in a position to actually hurt the Aloe. I do expect it to be defensive and not specially defensive, so that might work to my advantage. Have enough special attack investment to knock out a Tangrowth after a Tail Glow with Ice Beam, unless it's like a Max Spadef Assault Vest or something like that. Does a lot to his entire team, really. Outside of Tangrowth, there's really no switch-ins, except the Aloe, I guess. I guess that's it, and if it comes down to it, then I can use my Waterium Z for a big Scald, or I can use it for the +2 speed, which would allow me to outspeed everything on his team, excluding things like Autotomize, Celesteela, or Scarf Terrac, Scarf Raikou, but the rest are outsped. Actually, Scarf Crobat could outspeed me too, or like a Tailwind variant. Gotta watch out for that too. Crobat could be fast with Taunt. Gardevoir could be max speed with Taunt too, and could potentially miss out on a speed tie and be taunted and prevent me from tail glowing, meaning Mega Gardevoir won't really take damage from Manaphy that's not boosted. So yeah, we can move on to Charizard now. We got a Dragon Dance 2 attacks Roost set this week. Pretty standard. It's actually probably the most standard set I've ever run, being Max and one of like OU standard sets. Really though, I didn't need anything else. Dual Stab hits his entire team, and Dragon Dance and Roost. Roost providing longevity, Dragon Dance, giving the speed boost and the attack boost. Celesteela, Guard, Tang, Crobat, Nidoking, Raikou, Cutie-Fly, they're all taking like at least 75% from Flare Blitz. most likely going to knock them out. Sliggoo and Terrakion can take a hit. Alamomola can take a hit. But I do have the Dragon Claw as well. So if they're taking Flare Blitz well, they're not taking Dragon Claw well. If they're taking Dragon Claw or immune to Dragon Claw, they're not taking Flare Blitz well. And yeah, if I can make sure that Terrakion's not scarfed and beat down the Alamomola, then Charizard looks to have a field day, to be honest, even with such a standard set. Next up, we got Necrozma, which is as you can see, my AV spread. My defense, HP investment and defense investment allows me to take, come in on rocks and never be 2-hit KO'd by a Choice Scarf Terrakion's Stone Edge. I can Thunder Wave it. I can Thunder Wave really his entire team outside of the Raikou and the Nidoking. I can knock off their items, Moonlight up. Moonlight gives me longevity, so I can come in repetitively on Terrakion, unless it's like a Swords Dance variant, then it could be pretty scary, as Photon Geyser does not OHKO or anything like that. It just takes hits. So like if he's a setup variant, I'm not going to be able to take those hits because I'm not going to be able to dish enough damage out to where the rest of my team can revenge kill or anything like that. We'll get into that in a little bit, I guess. So I have special defense investment. Allows me to take hits from guard as well and can paralyze that unless it's like a sub variant or a taunt variant, like I mentioned. Yeah, it's just a really good mon in general. It takes hits pretty well, Moonlights up, and can slow things down that are potentially faster than Zard or Manaphy. So yeah, that in conjunction with my next mon actually make a pretty cool core. Earthquake knockoff, Wish Protect. So I can pass wishes out into Necrozma. It's if I likely bring this thing in, he's likely going to go into Terrakion and throw off a close combat or something like that, or I would assume anyway. Now, things like Crobat and Mega Gardevoir can potentially taunt me as well and prevent me from wishing, prevent from protect. That's why I'm carrying Earthquake and knockoff. More so because this is my check for Nidoking. It actually, Nidoking is very powerful. This thing comes in on Sludge Waves, Earth Powers, and can click Protect, get enough leftovers. And, okay, so I'm never 2-hit KO'd by Sludge Wave. And then Sludge Wave into Superpower doesn't knock me out either. As long as I protect, and get my leftovers back and whatnot. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. However, this thing could be set up fodder for Terrakion because Earthquake does not do nearly enough, and this is actually supposed to be a careful nature, not a calm nature. So look over that. It was changed before the battle, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the thing hits Raikou pretty hard, hits Alolan pretty hard with the Earthquakes. Nidoking gets bopped with the Earthquake. Everything else gets their item knocked off except for like Mega Gardevoir. So yeah, pretty cool squad, or pretty cool mon. And I actually run Oblivious so that I cannot be taunted by things like Crobat and Mega Gardevoir and so on. So I can always get my Wish Protect, and so on like that. So that's pretty cool. I think it makes a really cool core with Necrozma in this match specifically. Next up, we got Fortress, which is going to be our Mega Gardevoir switch in. Yes. So I can take a Hyper Voice and a Hidden Power Fire. 100%. That's why I have the Aqua Berry. Gyro Ball is likely going to knock out the Mega Gardevoir. He has a few switch-ins to this. Alamomola takes nothing. Celesteela takes nothing. Raikou doesn't take much either. Gyro Ball actually does pretty good damage to Terrakion as well, and Nidoking. Spikes and Rocks, as you'll see later, really help Manaphy and Zard in the long run. And I accidentally ran Explosion. over rapid spin. It's not like a big deal, but having rapid spin would have been nice. But I don't think it ends up mattering much. Yeah, I don't think it ends up mattering much. So I have a pretty cool like defensive spread here. I mean, it's nothing wicked or nothing like that, but it just takes hits really well from Mega Guard if it's not HP Fire. Takes hits from Raikou, Alamola, Tangrowth, Crobat, unless it's Heat Wave, Nidoking unless it's Flamethrower. Doesn't appreciate Earth powers, but can take them. Doesn't want to take like a knockoff from Alolan Muck and lose my Aqua Berry or anything like that. That would be a bit unfortunate. But yeah, this thing's there just really to get up spikes and come in on Mega Gardevoir. Otherwise, it's not really that essential to the team. Next up, we got Stunfisk, our boy Gypsy here, with the leftovers, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Discharge, and Toxic. So the reason we're running Earthquake over Earth Power is because Calm Mind Raikou could be a problem. So I just wanted to immediately be able to bop that back. Discharge is there because it's the Alamola, so it's still a Crobat, potentially get pairs on them and whatnot. Packing the Toxic because Tangrowth is a likely switch in. Alamola might not fear a Discharge immediately, so I can just throw off a Toxic and whittle that down. It helps Zard and Manaphy in the late game too, so yeah, it's pretty nice. I guess that's about it, and we can hop into the replay now. Just go over the team one more time. We got a Taillow Manaphy with Z Rain Dance potentially. Dragonite Charizard with 2 attacks and Roost. Thunderwave, Moonlight Knockoff, Photon Geyser, Necrozma, Wish Protect, Licky Licky, Fortress without Spin, Hazard Stacking for my last 2 lines with Stealth Rock and the Spike. So yeah, we'll hop into the replay now. Okay, so here we are with the battle. Our opponent brings the Terrakion, as I knew he would, the Raikou, the Alamola, Nidoking, Alolan Muck, and the Crobat. So he brings 3 poison types. I couldn't tell you why, maybe because of Togekiss, but I do have a Necrozma, which can kind of go ham on him once the Alolan Muck is gone, but I'm not running a set that can go ham on this team. So, yeah, I feel adequately prepared to take on this team. Okay, so I made a mistake in my prep. We'll talk about that in a little bit when it gets to that point. So here, I'm just going to lead off with my Stunfisk and get my rocks up. It led well against everything except Nidoking, but he did choose to lead with a Nidoking, and I am going to be forced out here to my Licky Licky. take the earth power and take it pretty well. I'm just going to attempt to, I think, throw off an earthquake, maybe a wish. Oh, just go straight for the knockoff. That makes sense. And he reveals the superpower. Couldn't do it kill me, like I said. Nothing into superpower knocked me out. And I'm going to be able to protect here and see what he wants to go for. He goes for the earth power once again. It's kind of iffy here on what I wanted to do, but I'm going to switch into my Zard here and then just knock this bad boy out. But he switches into his Alamomola, which is kind of weird. If I was like a sub, a toxic fire spin set or something like that, this thing was beat down, and it would open up some lanes for Manaphy. Here I'm going to go out into Licky Licky and try to throw off a Wish, Wish Protect, as he brought in Alamomola there. Pretty, I don't know what the word is, to be honest. But here I'm going to be able to get my Wish back as he sets up rocks, which is a little bit unfortunate for me, but it's nothing that I can't work around. Here he goes for the earth power, and I'm going to be able to moonlight this off, as he shouldn't hard switch out, and he does just that. Goes out into his Alolan Muck, and I'm just going to hard switch out into my fortress and wrap spin these rocks away, as he goes for the knockoff instead of pursued or anything like that, which makes sense, but did not expect the fire punch. And he reveals it, so a bit unfortunate there for me. Here I'm just going to take the opportunity to set up my rocks and start to position myself to be able to potentially win here. Weakened the Alolan Muck pretty good with the Earthquake, so I'm pretty happy about that. Earthquake into Discharge, though, does nothing, so much rather would have clicked Earthquake again there. And here I make another misplay. I go into Charizard when I should have just tried to win the game right here with Manaphy. I'm so behind, and I'm really behind, so I kind of wanted Zard to just put in enough work so Manaphy could win, but I should have went Manaphy first and started setting up here. But I do not, and he goes into Hydreigons after the little Muck drops. I go hard in my Necro, as he goes straight for the Swords Dance, the set I did not want to see. So had I been a Dragon Dance set, he could not revenge kill me. Potentially live a hit, but could not revenge kill me. If I got any kind of chip off on him earlier in the match, like he just loses to Zardex. Alamomola can't do much back. If it's like a sub DD set, then yeah, Zard just goes ham, I think. I don't really see his answer. But yeah, he does go for the Swords Dance here. I know I can still live a Stone Edge here, unless it's a crit, but even then I think it's a roll. You guys saw my EV spread, so you guys can do the calcs and let me know about that. I do think I can live a Stone Edge, though. Maybe not a crit, but definitely a Stone Edge here. So he can't knock me out here. I'm going to go for the Photon Geyser. It's not going to do enough, so it's more than likely a wrap here. But if I can get a crit on the Photon Geyser, I can knock this thing out. So my play is to click Photon Geyser, and he's going to reveal that he's a Z-move user, and I totally missed that in my prep. That's the mistake I was talking about earlier. He is a Z-move Hydreigon. I did not know, so I do lose here, as close combat is going to be able to clean up my team. So started out 0-3, I think, and we won our Week 4 match last week, and then we turn around and lose here in Week 5. So thought we was going to get some momentum going forward, but a small mistake in our prep is going to cost us our match here 100%. Definitely, I told him I should have sacked Licky. This one's definitely haunting me, so I should have sacked. Had I known he was a Z-move user, which is it's my fault, 100% my fault. But had I known, I could have sacked Licky on the Continental Crush, then brought back in the Crossman, 100% live a Stone Edge still, and could potentially do a lot of damage to him. So yeah, good game, Vepsis. I'll always have good games, I think. And yeah, let me know what you thought about the prep on both sides and the battle overall. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.